It's the weekend, it's mailbag, and we are in the midst of a bit of an injury crisis. We did have a squad of five, we're down to three, but what a two it is, not going to include myself in that. Because I am joined by Warren and Foxy. How's things, lads? Looking forward to an Everton free weekend up until Monday. It's always a bit weird, isn't it? Having
It's
them
the
three games.
best. It's the best type of weekend. There is in free weekend. So yeah, really looking forward to it.
It's horrible, innit? Because you sort of want something to like fulfill your weekend, but then you're happy because you haven't got to put up with the misery. I think it'll be horrible if like teams around us start getting results and we've got to sit here and stew till Monday. But we're going to win anyway on Monday. I've been
Yeah,
telling everyone I know that we're going to
yeah.
batter them on Monday.
Yeah.
So
Get all the points back. We'll be 13 points clear on Monday night. Be
yeah,
happy days.
New billionaire owner, the lock.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah. I keep saying to people, if we can't beat Palace without the three best players and the manager in hospital, just relegate us now.
yeah.
Because you know what I mean? It's stacked against them, isn't it?
Well, I guess the four best players. Decore is out for them as well.
Oh God, yeah, of course, four best players.
No
So,
excuses.
oh, there really isn't. Anyone know if Rick Wee's coming over?
Did you see that they did a feature, didn't they, the other day
Yeah,
about him?
that's what made
Yeah,
me think. Tempting fate with this Palace game a bit there, aren't they?
yeah. That was the last time we lost to them as well, wasn't it? The Rick
Oh,
Wee
I
game.
know. Yeah, my mate told me that the other day. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Of all the bloody
Mm,
games to lose,
I know.
that
But
Yeah.
pretty much derailed Champions
yeah.
League, didn't it?
Anyway,
Anyway,
we'll get up. We'll do them. I've got a good feeling.
on the subject of Goodison, we'll go into the hot topic. So, what will you miss most about Goodison, Warren?
Oh, I mean, there's going to be so much, isn't there? I mean, it's really hit home this week, hasn't it, with the videos being put out and
That's why
the
I'm asking.
different
Yeah,
things. Yeah, it's really hit home. I, it's it's little things, isn't it? Like just going up to your seat and having a chat with the person next to you who you'd never see outside of the ground, only inside the ground. And we always say, "Oh, look forward like to the walk up dog shit alley." I don't know if anyone knows dog shit alley, but you know the bit where the school is, and it used to be the Tesco, didn't it? I think is it a Home Bargains now or something or other?
oh
You
yeah,
know,
oh, yeah.
on County Road, and you've got that little alleyway that you walk through. And I took someone for the first time to go to myself actually the other week, and I said, "Oh, come on, we'll walk through dog shit alley." And they were like, "What do you mean?" And within about 5 paces, I said, "There you go. That's why it's called Dog Shit Alley." But just little things like that, little quirks that you have about it, and little areas of the grounds you stand in and you go to, and the little superstitions you have. And like, for instance, I always have to walk when I go up the stairs in the upper Gladys. I've got to always walk up to the ground on the right hand side, and then walk back the same way when I leave the ground. And just little things like that, little quirks. But I think the main thing is just sitting in that Gladys Street. And I know you're Park End, Les, but I've had it now since what 2006 ish, and it's just amazing, isn't it? And I know I'm quite romantic about Goodison. I just think it's great, and I don't want to leave. I really don't, but I know we have to. But I just don't want to leave. And in a perfect world, we'd stay. But yeah, it's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be horrible. And worked out it's what 26 league games left there, plus hopefully a few cup games. So we've got to make the most of it, haven't we? Got to make the most
Yeah,
of it while we're there.
not much time at all. Just on dog shit alley there. So we walk up generally past the Bar of Arms, the dark house.
Yeah.
Just as you go up towards County Road. And as we were walking up before the last game, this dog was barking, and its owner just said, "Friggin' shut up, you gobshite." I've never heard anyone call a dog a gobshite, but it was brilliant.
I mean,
Uh,
those type of things you'd think could still be around, those
I
type of
hope
shouts
so.
and stuff when we move
Yeah,
to the new ground. But yeah, it's just I think I mean, I think for me it's just all I've ever known, and it's first game as a kid and growing up, and all that. I think it's that's all going to come flooding back. But listen, we've still got loads of games left
oh
there,
yeah,
so got loads of time, loads
yeah.
of
I mean,
time.
yeah, you can't underestimate like the attachment. I know people will be saying like, "Oh yeah, we can't wait to move. It's a bit of a shithole." And there will be people thinking that, but when it's like it's been a massive part of people's life for like generations. So
Mm.
like me, my dad, and the kids go now. So there's three generations going, and my dad's been going since like 1969, I think his first game was. So when people have been going that long and it's that big a part of your life, it's gonna be a wrench. Foxy, what are you
Yeah.
gonna miss?
Um,
Not the travel.
it's not the travel. So that will when I go up with the kids mainly, and we get there quite early, and we'll kind of go into Goodison probably like 2 o'clock for a 3 o'clock game, and there's no one on the pitch. And you kind of, that first bit where you see the pitch and it's empty, and before the players spoil it by going on there. I think that's like my favourite bit of the day. And then during the game, when it's like an aggressive game, when the crowd are properly up for it, you know, quite often at Goodison, it can be quite quiet. If we're playing a team we think we should win, or we're just like doing badly, it gets quiet. But when it's like a proper aggressive, nasty, snarly, in your face, Coleman being aggy with whoever, that's awesome. And like, I hope the new stadium can replicate that. But the atmosphere when it's good is just. And like last couple of years, we've had some really good atmospheres, mainly out of despair because we have to. But I miss that. And hope
you can't underestimate that, can you? It's like, you know, when the design work went in, Dan Mice was saying, wasn't he, about getting the stands really deep and close to the pitch? Because if you look at something like the Arsenal ground, it's like, and Wembley as well, it's like really spread out and difficult to generate an atmosphere. So hopefully they will get that sort of closeness again. But looking at the images inside the ground and stuff now, it looks amazing. But it's so different to Goodison, isn't it? It's a new stadium. It's like Spurs. It's a new ground, and it's going to take a bit of getting used to.
I think it's almost impossible to replicate the tightness to the pitch and the just the closeness. Like at Goodison, and most of the seats are on top of the person around you.
Yeah,
and the new stadium would be nice in a sense. It won't be like that. And for my kids, they'll be easier to see because of better height differentiation between seats and stuff. But you'll miss that sense of compactness and all in it.
Yeah,
it's got an aura as well, hasn't it? Because I mean, I've been to a few baseball parks in the States, and some of the more modern ones, they're great places to go and watch sport. But I went to Wrigley, which is the Chicago Cubs. It's over 100 years old, and a few people have said like it is like the baseball equivalent of Goodison. And me, not fully being appreciative of the history of baseball or knowing everything about it, you feel it when you walk in, and I think that's what Goodison has, which the new stadium's not going to have. It's got a presence and an aura because of the history there, and it's probably the last of the real old school grounds, isn't it? It's certainly in the top flight anyway. So yeah, it's going to be horrible, but yeah, listen, make the most of it while it's here because we haven't got it for long, but we still got a bit of time, like I said.
Yeah. So a couple of replies to this. Dale said the ginger steward.
But they mean Dyche.
Not sure.
Just take him to Branley-Moore. Take him there.
Joe, Operation Goodison exercise, the nostalgia of great nights and drama that will never be replaced, but hopefully new success one day at BMD. Will we still get hundreds of stewards on the touchline at 85 minutes? Seems to be more and more with every game currently. I hope so. It's the way they lie down and that sort of like paint me like one of your French girls poses. It's something to
like
see.
Titanic, isn't it?
It is very much like that, yeah. I like to think that that's really what was in Leonardo DiCaprio's at the time.
And Everton Stewart.
Yeah, just stick the high vis on it. Graham, the ground literally shaking as Everton came back to beat Bayern. Foxy, as you said, we've had a couple of them, haven't we? I think Bournemouth was like that, wasn't it?
Fiorentina, yeah.
Well, Palace as well.
Yeah. God, we're not third on it, yeah. Gary, listening to the away fans complain about how shit the away end is. And Paul, the constant disappointment. You know, we can take that with us. We may well be. So, on a similar theme, Sophie's in London. Which souvenir have you got your eyes on and will be taken on the last game at Goodison? I just envisage loads of people to be walking out with the back of a seat.
Yeah.
Get home and they're like, what am I going to do with this? But Foxy, you got your eye on anything?
Yeah, well, there'll be a pitch invasion, won't there? So there'll be loads of grass going back, probably multiple types. I quite like to get the gent sticker off the toilets. I think they look pretty good in house. I'm not sure Lynn will be a massive fan of that. But having like a main son.
Use the toilet.
Well, yeah, it's mine now. So I take claim of the gents' toilets in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my eye on stuff now. When I go up Monday night, I'm gonna be
just initial it. You know, if you like one of your relatives die and you go around the house and you put a sticker on stuff that you want, I'd start doing that. Put your initials on it. That's yours. Finders keepers.
Yeah. Date it as well.
Yeah.
Warren?
I'll be shocked if they don't do something soon about being able to take your seat or take your seat with you or find a way. I don't know, but I want my seat. I've seen people who've, you know, like Arsenal when they left and different things like that, who've had like the screws and the metal bit of the seat, and then they've been able to put it in their home and screw it to the wall in their house and stuff. I'd love to take my seat and be able to do something like that within the future, but I don't know, just I think it's going to be a bit of a free for all, isn't it? Just anything you can get your hand on and anything that looks sort of something that you can grab and take with you. But it's yeah, any souvenirs that day. I think it's going to be funny, and it's seeing 30,000 people just like carrying stuff under their arms and walking into the boozer with here's the gents' toilet sign and all that. So yeah, no, it's yeah, I think as long as I can have my seat, I don't care, because I think I will be shocked if they don't do something along those lines where you can take it with you or have it. So we'll see.
I bet they monetize it with a new lot. I bet they kind of say buy your seat for 30 quid or something, and they'll push it onto you after.
Yeah. No, we'll just start on screen.
We'll just take it.
Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of tools taken in the ground today, isn't there?
Gone into the game, literally tooled up. Stuart, have any of the panel? It's a much reduced panel. And given the proximity to everyone, I don't think anyone will have done. But have any of the panel timed the walk from the Denby Castle to BMD yet? And what's the latest you can leave? Or can we expect to see a posse of e-scooters charging down Regent's Road? Now, Keith said he reckons he could do this. As you know, Foxy, I assume this is what he meant anyway. Whether he reckon he could do this in 25 minutes, which I think probably about right.
He said he could knock it out in 25 minutes, just to quote him accurately.
He did.
Yeah.
He's got staying power, that fella. I'll give him
that.
I'm not sure about that, especially if you've been having a few beforehand. But it's yeah, I mean, I don't know. They might do like these shuttle bus type things, mightn't they, and improve all the transport there and whatever. But I don't know. Yeah, that's another thing, by the way. Like, that's going to take a while is your match day routine. Everyone's got their own match day routines. It's been ingrained, hasn't it, for years and years and years, what you do. I think it's going to take a while for people to work out where they go, what they do, what order they do it in, where they eat, and all that. So that's another little thing that just throws you a little bit as well. It's going to take a while to get. But I think 25 minutes is optimistic, personally. Mind you, Keith's bigger than me, so he takes bigger steps. I've only got little legs, so take me longer.
That's just reminded me of something I'm going to miss from Goodison. It's not actually Goodison, but the Chongqing Chippy on County Road.
Yeah.
I'm going to miss chips and curries from there.
It's, yeah, all little things like that. Yeah. Just, yeah, gone.
Do you know what? I am looking forward to just being able to get off at James Street or Moorfields and not have to do that extra slog to Kirkdale. That'll be nice.
Yeah.
And look at me moaning about the journey time to get there.
I tell you what I won't miss, when you get off at Kirkdale and you see that big red stand, that big horrible stand at Anfield just towering over the skyline. So I won't miss that. It'd be great not to have to look at that as much as we have to.
It's horrible as you come up over the top of the hill, isn't
it? Yeah, just at the bottom where the Melrose is. Yeah,
no need. Any park enders here? Foxy, you've been there. Warren, have you ever been there?
Yeah, I sat in there for the Everton game. Yeah, it's just not me. Just don't. Just not me. So too close to Anfield.
It is that little bit closer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Liam's asked, are all us park enders permitted to boo for the entirety of the last game just for nostalgia? I think so, yeah.
If you don't, I'll be disappointed.
Well, this is the thing as well, isn't it? It's the last time the entire park end is going to be together. Now, I know it's a little bit like Trigger's Broom, and there'll be different people who've been there over the years, but it will be the last time as an entity that the park end will be together. And yeah, I think we need to. Even if just one last boo at the end.
Do you reckon there'll be a booing section at the Everton Stadium just to say this is where the booers can go?
I hope so, and I hope so too. Used on it. Definitely. Michael, right, which old and new player or manager would fit in? A lot of stand chat here. Would fit in best with park end folks, and who is more of a street end shoe-in?
Yeah, I think you've got to characterise either stand. So I think we've got Gladys Street with Warren and yourself. There's in the park end. So I can go as a neutral here and just characterise both without fear of any fear of retribution.
Sit back and relax here, Les. I'm looking forward to this. Go on, Foxy.
Look at us with our closed posture.
All right, so park end, notorious for being a bit moody, bit booey, bit Dari, bit kind of not really participating in the rest of the game but watching it go by. Is that fair, Les? It's a characteristic?
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah.
Maybe not true as to what happens. And then I think with the Gladys Street has all the banners, has all the big flags, sings all the songs. So I kind of go Gladys Street more on the kind of the self-righteous side of Everton. in terms of like the overall stadium. So they're kind of the end. They're the proper Evertonians in the Gladys. So if I then apply that to like management and players, so if I go like Park End, bit dour, bit moody, bit grumpy, you got to go for Moyes, haven't you? I think he is
Okay.
the Park End of managers.
Yeah, possibly even Walter Smith at a stretch on a
Yeah.
park.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's a good shout. And then like players, I think Coleman would be good in the Park End. I think he would just be kicking off the whole time. And that guy in the back row that we saw, he would love that.
Every single game he does.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter how we're playing, every game. And what you got to remember as well with the Park End, that's that section over towards the away. That's a bit aggy there.
Is it more? Coleman would be perfect.
We used to sit over there years ago. Funnily enough, Jordan and Walter Smith years. And yeah, there's a lot of posturing goes on and shouting at the away fans.
Then I think for like the Gladys side, you go Martinez, and probably like a fist pumping Anana in there.
Yeah, you can have the one.
Yeah.
We're joking, Warren.
Well, do you know what? Whenever these questions come up about which player would suit X or which player would do this, which player would do that, we just automatically go to Jordan Pickford, don't we? So I think he'd be good in the Gladys. I don't know. For me, the Gladys, especially the lower, it's more of a like, bit scally-ish and a bit, and I mean that in the nicest possible way. I don't mean that as a derogative way. I mean that in a positive way. It's got a little bit of that nastiness and like, when I think back to Wimbledon, Les, you remember that day. It was like quite a nasty day, wasn't it? We needed that win, and it needed that sort of attitude, if you like. So I don't know, like in Duncan maybe, or I mean, Leighton Baines is up for Bullens all day long, by the way. But yeah, I think
he's top balcony.
Yeah,
love top balcony.
Yes, someone a little bit mad, like Royston Gerente as well. He's Gladys Street all day long in my head. So yeah, a little bit of that, but it's got a bit of a mix as well. We've got a few, especially in the upper where I am, we've got a few older fellas in that, and the mad funny shouts come out and whatever. But it's I think I'd go for, I mean, you got to, whenever we do this, I say we've always got to do a Jordan Pickford answer. Management wise, I mean, I don't know really. I mean, we haven't really had anyone that eccentric manager wise, have we? Who we could say go in the Gladys. I think plenty could go in the Park End. But yeah, I don't know. And I mean that in a nice way. I do mean that in a nice way. I do. Like, I do mean that in a nice way. But
when Foxy was saying it, my immediate thought was Gordon Lee for some reason. So
what, Street End?
No, Park End.
Park End, yeah. There's not really a manager. Yeah, not really. I mean, Joe Royle, why not? Joe Royle in the Gladys.
Yeah,
Joe Royle, the greatest for me.
That's a very Gladys Street answer, though, isn't it? Yeah. Like only the best, coolest one can go to Gladys Street, all the others can go in the Park End.
Yeah.
He's hands down my favourite ever having manager, Joe Royle.
Yeah, I go up there. I'd agree, I think.
Right, next, Michael. Oh no, we just had that one. Sorry. Foxy, have you ever nearly been arrested at the football, Les? Yes, I have. Maggie, in honour of John. Maggie.
Oh, go on, Les. What happened? What happened?
No,
what happened?
It's a story for another day.
Oh, okay.
I'll stop. I'll help you out here, Les. I nearly got nicked at Bolton. I don't know if those of you been to the Reebok / the Tough Sheet / the whatever it's called now. Outside that we went, and it was, I don't know if anyone remembers, it was the 2-0. Daniel Sturridge was on loan at them, and I think we'd been in Europe a couple of days earlier. We'd won, and it was that sort of 2010 era, 2011, and it was pissing down absolutely torrential rain. And at the Reebok, they've got, when you walk out, they've got like these grass verges that go down. So me being me, I'll cut across here to get to the station quicker. I've slipped, gone right on my backside, covered head to toe in mud. And this Busy's just laughing at me, just pointing and laughing. And obviously, because I'm in a mood, because we've just got beat, I've gone, what are you laughing at? And all this and whatever. And like got pretty aggressive. And he's come up. And my mate, luckily, he's with me, and his police mate's with him. And he's going, I'll do you for drunken disorderly. And he's proper doing this to my chest, like pointing right in my chest. And he's going, I'll do you for drunken disorderly. I've quite abrasively gone, go on then, and like put my hands together like that. Go on then, arrest me. What have I done? And my mate's gone, come on, we need to go. And I've had this moment of clarity where I've just gone, I don't feel like a knight in the cell. So I've just gone, all right, sorry, went to shake his hand. And he went, I'm not shaking your hands like that.
Oh, not bad.
And I just, do you know when you're fighting with everything you've got,
Oh,
everything in your will, just, and I thought, if I say or do anything now, I'm gone. So I turned around, and you know, when you just have to let out a scream or a like that just to get the anger out. So that was the closest I've ever got. But yeah, that was a close one, yeah, as I say.
all right. Well, mine was after the McAllister derby, which is hands down the worst atmosphere I've ever known inside Goodison. So just to recap, I think it was Good Friday, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Late kickoff. Everyone in that ground had been in the boozer all day. I'd never seen Goodison so drunk and so just horrible.
angry.
Yeah, there was angry. There was also there was an announcement about tragedies in football grounds at the start. That caused a bit of murder. And it was just horrible all game. Obviously, they get that last minute winner. As we're walking out the ground, we Christ, we must have done this on purpose. We turned left out the park end instead of going straight. So we basically went right through the away fans coming out. Jesus. So it just dawned on me now that we did that. And yeah, so there's loads of people giving it loads. I'm giving it loads to this cop out that carries on down Priory Road, walking towards the club shop. He's over the other side. It's handbags. It's absolutely nothing at all. We're just giving each other shit, which I don't really see the problem with it. As I get to the souvenir shop, this copper grabs me, throws me into the wall. And I'm like, what's going on? And he basically just said, show us some ID. And weirdly, I had my driving license in my pocket. But it's like, I haven't got any ID on me. He's like, come on, show me some ID. I don't know what the hell he wanted. But so this went on for like a few seconds, and then this fight broke out next to us. He turns away, and I just give it toes right back
Yeah.
down to County Road. But he was itching to arrest me there, and yeah, wouldn't recommend. 1 out of 10 wasn't good.
Yeah,
Didn't like it. So
yeah.
serves me right though. Really, I've only just realised that we actually consciously walked towards the away fans after the game. Jesus. Oh God. Maggie, in honour of Jimmy MacArthur Glenn and Jared Branthwaite disappointing several kids outside Everton 2 the other day. God, did you hear about that?
I think what happens?
Yeah.
So Foxy, correct me if I'm wrong, it was a 4 p.m. start and then they just suddenly did it at 3, wasn't it?
Yeah, they switched it. I think they brought it forward, didn't they, by an hour?
Yeah.
I think they had something else after, so they brought it forward, and
yeah. So, a lot of disappointed people. 2 questions on the back of that. What's the worst thing you've ever queued up for? Foxy, go ahead.
Yeah, we killed the time. I think Alton Towers rides have got to be pretty much up there. You kind of go to Alton Towers, you spend a fortune on a ticket, you go around, have a nice day. It's quite a nice venue, Alton Towers, go and have a look at the nice building and stuff. But you go on like 4 rides in a day. You spend like an hour and a half queuing for each thing. You have like a 5-minute worth of fun.
Yeah.
I haven't been there for years now, but I kind of got to the point I can't be going on with the queues for Alton Towers.
Yeah. Joe went with the school not so long ago, and I think he got on 1 ride in a day.
Yeah.
I think he went on the Smile, I think. And the queue was literally like 3 hours.
Yeah.
So in between all the messing about you do when you go to school and having your dinner and that, I think he got on 1 ride, which is just like horrific.
And then like more recently, I got tickets. We were talking before, got tickets for a Luton game, so I took up 4 of my kids for the Luton game. I had to get 2 additional memberships, so I now have 5 memberships in the family, which is great value for money for them not going very often. But I had to do it to get the tickets. But I then the kind of mechanism behind the scenes wasn't working. I couldn't then use the membership to buy the ticket. So I was going through the checkout in the system, wasn't working. So I phoned up Everton. I was on a call for like an hour 45 getting through to the box office. So I was queuing through that, and I had to kind of keep on putting the same tickets back in the basket because they expire after 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So they're expiring, putting them back in, expiring, putting them back in. While I was on hold for like an hour 45. Eventually I got the tickets, spent quite a bit of money on the membership and the tickets, queuing, lose 2-1.
Yeah.
Happy day.
It's not the easiest ticket system in the world, is it?
It's shit. It's really, really shit. Particularly so for me with the membership scheme, 10 o'clock on the Monday, you've got to log in. Everyone's trying to do the same thing to get in. So you've got thousands of people trying to get onto it. It's so slow. And then trying to see the seat profile of getting the seat that you want with enough for the kids or wherever you want to be, it's rubbish.
Yeah.
It's really shit. It's enough reason to get a season ticket by itself just to avoid it.
Avoid that, yeah.
Are you looking at a season ticket for the new ground?
Yeah, definitely. I've had membership for years just to get that.
Yeah, good stuff.
So yeah, I'll get a few just so I can not have to do that thing on a Monday.
Come and sit by us. Where are you thinking of sitting?
I want to find out where the booing section is, and I'm going to go there. I genuinely enjoyed the park end. It's my happiest time at Goodison.
It was good, wasn't it?
Oh, I loved it.
Do you know what? That
awesome.
was such a lovely surprise when it turned up and you sat next to it. It was like, what's next?
It's a little bit stalkerish, but I hope that was okay.
It was lovely. Well, what are you going to go in the street end equivalent? So the big.
I mean, I don't know, because the Luton game I was up for, and I was talking to the fella next to me. I've sat next to him, God, ever since I've had my season ticket, and we were talking, and we were saying, like, I'd love to still sit with everyone who's by me, but whether or not that's possible, I don't know. I don't know where I'll sit. I mean, I'll get one for the first season at least and see how it is, and then go from there. But yeah, I don't know. It depends. I'd quite like. I think as I'm getting older, I think I'd quite like a little halfway line job. You know, just sitting up and being able to see everything. Yeah, just being able to see everything clearly and all that. You know, being behind the goal all these years now, so maybe just a little bit that little posh get who sits on the halfway line, do something like that.
Yeah.
Comes up from down south, sits by the halfway line. What's the worst thing you've ever queued for, by the way?
Do you know what? I can't think, but just going back to Park and Dars and all that, I remember at Spurs Away. Those people who listen have been to Spurs Away. It's not a bad. It's a great little away end actually.
Yeah.
And they've got the new system of serving drinks. You know, where you put the pint glass on the bottom and it goes through like the metal coin or something, doesn't it? It fills from the bottom up. And it was half time. And I tell you which game it was actually. It was the last game when we drew 2-2 and City beat Brighton to win the league.
Yeah, I was at that one as well.
So everyone went
downstairs, didn't he?
No one watched the game. Everyone was watching City. But of course, 20 minutes, 10, 15, 20 minutes before half time, they open all the bars up. So it's already busy down there. Because you know, it's like sometimes you go down early to get your slight pints in quicker and whatever, but it was packed already. So massive queues. And this lad at the front, he was at the front and he's like, "Can I try that beer? Can I have a little taster of that beer?" And he tried the taste. He didn't quite like it. "Oh, can I try, before I buy it, can I try that beer, please?" And you've never seen so many angry people behind. "Fucking hell, dickheads, we're thirsty here. Fucking move, will ya? Fuck off. What's that? You can't be fucking tasting drinks here, lads. Fucking, we're time for a pint. Fuck off, will ya?" So yeah, that was hilarious. So it was a bad queue because I had to wait longer, but a comical queue at the same time. So that's the only one I can think of at the minute.
that is a belter. I mean, why would you start trying the ale at the game?
Oh, it was
just
like,
get a pint of whatever.
What are you doing? And you know, it's Spurs as well. You've got like neck oil and all that. This was not bad. It's not bad ale. Just get one and drink. So I think in the end, out of panic, he just went, "I'll have that," and he just ordered whatever it was. The queue started moving then. But yeah, I couldn't believe the staff were like, knowing how many people were behind. Like, I'm talking at least 100, 200 people waiting or in that area where the queue was. And I can't believe the staff even considered it. But yeah, there we go. That was fun. And I've done the old Ryanair queue before where you're just scrambling to get a seat. And in the end, I'm like, I was flying on my own and sit wherever. I'm not asked, you know. You end up sitting in the middle of a three, don't you? But can't be helped. So yeah, I've done that before. But yeah.
I think mine was 95 FA Cup final tickets because I didn't get one. Which was a bit of a blow. So we didn't have season tickets at the time. We used to just go and pay on the gate, me and my mates. And then, oh no, they did have season tickets, but I started working at a supermarket when I was doing my A-levels at uni. So I was working every Saturday. So I used to just pay as I went. Queued up for anyone who's listening who was in that queue will attest to how long that frigging queue was. I know these things get exaggerated, like the amount of people in Lille. This queue was seriously about 63 miles long. It just wound up and down all the side streets outside Goodison, popped out on Friday Road. I think we got there at 10 o'clock at night, actually left my future father-in-law's birthday party early to go and get tickets. He was a cop-out as well. That probably went down really well. And we got there at 10 o'clock at night. 3 of us meant to be 1 ticket per person. That's what they'd said right up until, I think, the morning the tickets went on sale, when they changed it to 4 per person,
Oh,
which is like quite a big difference.
yeah.
And I just remember, I think they announced this about 6 o'clock in the morning, and it was absolute bedlam, just people legging it everywhere. I think we got as far as the corner of the park end and Goodison Road when they said the tickets have gone, they're all sold out.
No.
So I
Gutted.
think we've been there for about 12 hours overnight. Absolutely dreadful. So that's 100% the worst thing I've ever queued for, not getting cup final tickets. There we go. And second part of this question from Maggie: what's the funniest way you've ever made a small child cry? Warren, as a teacher?
Do it all the time, yeah. No, I remember when I was coaching in the States, and I was like doing this drill or whatever with them, and they score a goal, you give them a high five, and this girl would not give me a high five. I was like, come on, give me a high five. No, I was like, come on, you've got, and I was doing it, got to give me a high five. And the next thing, she just burst out crying, and I felt so guilty. And I had to sit her down and be like, she was like, I don't even want to be here. And I was like, well, what do you like then? Trying to get on common ground with her. She's like, I like reading and I like that. So what's your favourite books? I said, tell you what, I'll see if I can find that book for you, and I'll try and read it and see if I can have a conversation. But yeah, I just felt horrible for making this girl cry in front of everyone. I thought, oh no, I'm going to have parents coming up to me now and all this. But yeah, I regularly make kids cry at our place because we have, like, with the behaviour system and that we've got. And if you use it, so especially the older ones don't care. The older ones give it you back, but the younger, the year sevens, when they first start and they get in trouble, oh God, the tears. But you can't bow down. So you just got to be firm and stick with it. So yeah, it's a regular thing for me, making kids cry.
I like the sound of angry teacher, Warren. I'm into that.
Oh God, mate, I have my moments. I very rarely do I raise my voice, but when I do, it has impact. So.
See, that's the trick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just be sound 99% of the time until you can't be.
Yeah. I'm not angry, just disappointed.
You're gonna make me cry in a minute. Foxy.
Yeah, I should have loads of examples of this. Like having 5 kids, it should be like. I read this and then struggled with it. So, but like one from yesterday, Charlie, my 8-year-old's tooth came out. He put it under the pillow for the tooth fairy. I had a couple of glasses of wine. I completely forgot. He woke up this morning in floods of tears. And so it's like an everyday. It's almost like one of those things that is too frequent to actually pick out instances. It's an everyday thing. But also the tooth fairy is shite. And like, why is that a thing? It's like teeth fall out, have some money, absolute bollocks. But I did forget, and he cried a lot this morning.
I have done that. I'm panicked that, like, I've woken up about 4 o'clock in the morning and just legged it in, done the swap, and gone back to bed.
Yeah, but I was really quite confident I would be on it last night. We went to bed, so I checked whether you put it under your pillow. I was like properly thinking about it, and then went downstairs, watched Taskmaster, completely forgot, had a couple of glasses of wine, just went up to bed, had quite a nice sleep, woke up, went to work. Lynn, where is it? No, not done.
And there, Charlie, is your introduction to the fact that the tooth fairy does not exist. There we go.
And just shines.
She's not in the room with you, is she?
No, he's all right.
I think mine was taking a ball off a kid in a soft play area because he was being a little shitbag. And anyone who's ever been in a soft play area will know you get the parent debts there if someone kind of like gives your kid any hassle.
Yeah.
Key to that is they'll always clock how big this kid's parents are before you start throwing around death stairs, because it could end badly. But yeah, he was just being a little shitbag. So we just took the ball off him, give it to Jay, and he burst into tears.
Fair enough.
Do you know what? I don't care. He deserved it. He's probably in prison by now. Chris, do you love the darts? Have you ever been the darts? Did you dress up at the darts? Warren?
I actually went and saw, it was down here. It was the night Van Barneveld's got his 9 darter. First time I'd seen a 9 darter live, and it did go off. And then I've been a couple of times at the Echo as well. But after so many times going, you think to yourself, I'm just watching a big screen here. I've just paid to watch fellas throw darts on a big screen. And I used to love it. I didn't watch the World Championships this year. And I've just gone off in a little bit. I'll watch it if it's on, but I used to be really into it. But now I'm more into my snooker again now, because I used to love snooker when I was a kid. And I'll happily sit and watch that. But it's just the crowd, isn't it? The crowd at darts. It's just like Lad Bible, Sport Bible,
Yeah.
like that type of
Stag do.
crowd, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, stag do, tastic and all that. But no, I'm not dressed up with the darts. No, I've got a little bit of self-worth and self-preservation.
Foxy, you?
Yeah, I've never been into darts. I used to have a darts board as a kid, but they're like the spectacle of watching it. Like you said, Warren, it's that kind of throwing beer and piss near and stuff. Can't be bothered. Can't be bothered. I can see snooker. That's a bit more of a classy affair. We kind of sit down and watch it, and you can have a little doze if you want. Yeah, I imagine that's quite a little clink of the balls going in the pocket and stuff. I imagine that's quite a nice thing to just get away from it and almost meditative state watching the snooker. Whereas darts, not for me.
Yeah, same. I don't really follow any sports, to be honest, apart from Everton, not even football. Darts, though, one thing about darts is Bullseye, and I think this refers back to a question you asked a while ago, Warren. Bullseye is the greatest ever game show ever, and that's
still watch it.
For me, it's amazing.
I still watch it now and again on Challenge. It's just funny when you because I know Peter Kay did that whole sketch, didn't he, about the prizes? It was like it was shit, but it was good. But it's funny when you see some of the prizes they bring out, in comparison to nowadays, and it's just an easy watch. It's just it's quite innocent as well, because it's of its time. It just wouldn't work today. They tried bringing it back, didn't they? But it just didn't have the same impact.
Was at
Spiky, Jerry St. Clair,
yeah,
just didn't work.
Yeah, there's something very soothing about like Sunday afternoon telly as a kid, and the prizes so you don't even get teas made, and I don't think many people use decanters anymore, but they were always staples, weren't they?
A state-of-the-art TV combi, and you look at it and it's this old TV with the box like that, massive behind it.
And a VHS video player.
Yeah.
Good times, man. Trish has also asked, who looks more like an Al, Roy Hodgson or Jim Rosenthal? Jim Rosenthal's a shout. I've never seen it, but he definitely does. They also said Twit too. Chris, not Jim Rosenthal. I've got to go with Roy Hodgson, though, to be honest.
He is. I love the story about Jim Rosenthal. He says in Howard's Way, have you seen it? When he said that they're all trying to clamour to get pictures of the team in Rotterdam, or trying to get interviews. And he said there's just fans everywhere. And he said he's like that more and more. And he said he just feels this hand go into his pocket, pick out his wallet, and he's looking dead in the eye at this Evertonian. And the Evertonian says to him, "Sorry, Jim, I need this more than you." And he starts laughing. It was brilliant. It was brilliant. And even he had a smile at it in the end. But yeah, that just makes me think of Jim Rosenthal. And his lad's entertaining, isn't he? Or in some comedy show. His son. Really? Yeah, his son's in like that. Was it Plebs? That show.
Ronnie
Plebs?
Rosenthal, is it?
No, not Ronnie. No. James Jr. No, I don't know his name. But his son was in that show, Plebs.
Oh, yes.
ITV.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah, Roy Hodgson. Roy Hodgson is owl-like.
Yeah. Foxy?
Yeah, he's more like an owl than an owlers, I think. Is he what's his situation in regard to him managing us or against us on Monday? Is he still there?
I think it's got to be his assistant manager managing, so
okay.
Yeah.
I hope he's all right anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, do you know what? For an ex-Liverpool manager, you can't wish him ill health, can you?
No, he's all right.
Yeah, if only for that interview where he gets down.
I thought he was a great Liverpool manager.
He was. He did a cracking job.
One of the best.
I thought he was brilliant for them.
Job for life.
Yeah.
Samuel has asked, with 777 possibly given the green light / binned off in the coming days / fortnight / by the end of the month, what's the longest you've ever successfully or unsuccessfully put something off? Foxy, I'm hoping there's got to be DIY nightmares in here.
Well, I'm trying to do it at the moment. So we've reluctantly just put the house on the market. I don't particularly want to sell and move and find somewhere else. So we've had 0 interest so far, which I'm quite happy about. So as long as this continues, I'm quite happy. I think we've pre-priced it in a non-competitive way, which again I'm quite happy at, to kind of put off any interest in anyone coming to see it. So I'm hoping the longest thing I put off is moving house.
Yeah, it's not a
That's a-
pleasurable experience at
It's
all.
not. It's shit. It costs a lot of money, and you got to go and find somewhere else. So, like the way I'm sure you guys know, as you move house, you've got to be in a position to move before you can go and buy.
Yeah.
So you got to effectively sell it and then find the thing you want to buy. If we move, we're probably going to move like 400 or 500 yards from where we live right now. I'm really not fussed with that approach. It's all fine.
Oh,
So
yeah,
that's my ambition. Put this off.
have you already put that gent sign on the toilet and that's why you're moving? That's not what it is.
Well, I've got quite a few Everton signs like attached to the garage around the house as well.
It's
So,
helping people off.
well, I'm gonna have to take them down, which should be sad. So,
Yeah. Well,
yeah, we'll stay.
Warren?
I'm just terrible in general for when I know something needs doing. I just won't do it for ages. For instance, the other week, I think I shared this the other week on this show. I had a cracked windscreen. I was driving up back to Liverpool actually, and you just hear this crack on the window, and then next thing the pain just starts getting bigger and bigger on the windscreen, and I'm putting it off for ages and ages and ages. And in the end, when I did get it fixed, I was like, why didn't I just do it soon? It looks so much better. But I'm terrible for like, if something needs doing, I just get it in my head I can't do it, or I need help, or I'll wait until someone does it for me. So yeah, I'm not good. I am the master of putting stuff off. If it's something I like though, or something I want to do, I'll get it done like that. But if it's something I'm not sure about, I get the old I can't do it and just don't do it. So that's me. Yeah, I still use like 37 years of age. I still use like parent help and all that to help me with things and stuff that I should be doing by now myself. But that's how I am.
Yeah, I'd say I'm at the point now where I'm driving my kids asking me to do stuff. I think they'll know better, but I can't do that parents help thing. Jesus.
No.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Dan has asked Castore, Dice. No one hates Dice quite like Dan.
Yeah, I picked up on
Castore,
that.
Dice, and 777, the worst trio since measles, mumps, and rubella. I'll say 2 out of the 3 of that.
Yeah.
So
So
I mean, actually, tell you what, the triple threat there is Castor, Steak, and 777.
steak is shocking.
Oh God.
I haven't personally bought anything with steak on it just because I
No,
can't
neither
stand steak. I bought it for the kids, but I struggle with it. So I went for Umbro, Walker, Johnson. I wasn't a massive fan of some of those Umbro kits. I much prefer some of the newer kits to that. Then Walker for Dyche and Johnson for 777. I don't think 777 can be worse than what we've had, right? Please, someone.
I think
No, I don't
They
even.
can't be right.
Do you know what? In reference to the last, in
Please.
reference to the last question, in reference to the last question, I'm just putting it off till it happens, even thinking about it. So I don't want to consider how bad it could be. I just don't want to think about it. I'm assuming it'll all work out, hopefully. But yeah.
It'll be fine.
So is this like the worst? Is this like the worst trio you can think of? Then
the worst
Is that the
combination.
question?
Yeah, since measles, mumps, and rubella.
So we are then. Badgeman, Steve McMahon,
Dr. Fun.
and yeah, and probably the fella who does who's the fella who does Red Men TV with the glasses.
No, I know the one.
The one who got done for saying about Chelsea.
Yeah.
He was on viral. Yeah, that's not a nice trio, is
I'll
it?
tell you what, there's a long list there, though, isn't there?
Oh God, yeah.
Don't want to say anything about fellow podcasters, but anyway. Foxy, I'm just veering this conversation away from that. You didn't like the 90s Umbro gear?
Some of them.
Yeah, come on, Foxy.
So some of them I didn't. I think there's a few. I'm not going to be in trouble here with you, but I think there's a few like late 90s ones. I'm like,
oh yeah, I think the thing that
I'm kind of like Mike Walker era. There's a few there.
I think the most annoying thing about the Mike Walker sort of time at Everton, apart from the fact that he was shite, was the fact that he got to wear some of the best training gear we've ever had. I think he had some belters there.
I'm gonna Google it now to see if I got the right time. But yeah, some of those shirts I wasn't a fan of. And I was doing a direct like product thing person.
Yeah, sorry,
taking it literal, but yeah.
No,
I couldn't. I was trying to think off the top of my head there, but I tell you what I do have to say, I am a big fan of Dan Bain's commitment to not liking Sean Dyche. I think it's absolutely brilliant and all the power to him.
It's not even doubling down at this point, is it?
No.
Everything down.
I was like that. I was like that with Koeman. I just never liked Koeman from day one, and I just loved that he's the same with Dyche. Even when we were like still winning, like, and when we had that spell in December where we were winning games, Dan was still like, yeah, it should be better.
Do you know what? The maddest one of them, and it does me head in that he was proven completely right in the end, was thingy with Martinez, Cy Curry with Martinez. Do you remember in the old days of Twitter? My God, he hated Martinez more than anyone, I think, in the world, and he was proven right in the end.
Proven right.
Gives me no satisfaction, though. Maggie's asked mailbag Keith Ioki, please, and thank you. No, Keith, can't do it.
Can't do it.
Sad times.
Laura, what should one do with their time while unemployed? Oh, that light just came on. Really tried
that. Watch documentaries, read books, expand your knowledge, expand your horizons while you've got the time. I'd love to sit here, and I've got so much on the watch list on all the different streaming services where I'd love, historical stuff and things about, the world that I'd love to know more about that I just don't have the time to watch. So while you've got the time, Laura, yeah, get yourself more knowledge. Knowledge is power.
Drink as well.
Yeah, I just sit in the garden drinking wine. That other stuff is all very good, but yeah. I kind of think back to furlough. So any time I've had off work in like 20 odd years since uni is furlough, and that was like, it was quite nice because it was quite warm and sunny.
It was a wonderful summer.
Sitting outside drinking, and that's where I developed my white wine lunchtime, rosé afternoon, red wine evening wine. That was
that is a solid system.
That's my motto to live life by.
Yeah,
which came through furlough.
You see, worked out well. That is a really good system. Actually, I've never thought where rosé fits in, but yeah, I'm seeing that. Yeah. Between
3:30 and 6.
Yeah, and then on the red wine for the night. I like that. It's good.
There you go.
Dan, another one. What's more abrasive? Dice's voice first thing in the morning, pre-cliche weak fish Yorkshire tea, or fingernails coated in pebble dash and scratching over kettle chips, hot glue gun to an armadillo. He got away with words. I don't know. I reckon Dice's voice could probably strip paint more than that.
I mean, just because I love Dan, I'd rather have anything. Whatever the scenario was, what you've just said, that isn't Dice, I'll go for that.
Yeah, whatever makes Dan happy, we'll go for.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We're with you, Dan.
I'm fully on board with that. Warren, here's one for you. I think you'll probably disagree with this. Mike's asked, why do people pretend to like American football? Absolute nonsense.
Do you know what? Like, I watched the Super Bowl last week. I am a Chiefs fan, and not because I'm a glory hunter or anything like that. I used to live in Kansas City, so I'm allowed to support them. But one of the lads I was watching it with, he was just like, is this all it is for 3 hours? Just adverts and stop start. And I do get it. But one of the things I've learned is with sport, because I was like this with baseball, once I started learning it and understanding it and getting an appreciation for it, it made it much more enjoyable to watch. And NFL is a difficult watch at first, but if you persist, it's brilliant. So I really enjoy it now. I really enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to the new shit. It's nice having a team that actually wins that you follow as well. I mean, that's great in itself. But yeah, no, it is good. It is good. But I do. The thing what wound me up a little bit, a little bit this week is all. I don't know if you've seen all the comparisons with the attendance at the Johnston's Paint Trophy finals compared to. Have you not seen this? So the attendance at the Super Bowl was something like 74,000, something like that. And someone put a tweet up going, that's the biggest show on earth. The Johnston's Paint Trophy got 89,000 for Plymouth versus Bolton last year. And I thought to myself, because I'm sure people around the world can't wait to tune in to watch Plymouth beat Bolton. But I get it. I get the idea, and I get the thing. It is a very Americana-centric thing that they think what is theirs is the biggest and the best, and it's not maybe reciprocated around the world compared to the World Cup. And there is a bit of a bandwagon when it comes around. People jump on and watch it and all that. But at the same time, if people enjoy it, just let them enjoy it. Let them watch it. I'm not a fan of, something like Love Island, but people seem to love that. And I don't go on social media and tell them it's rubbish or it's shite. I just don't watch it. So that's quite old man of me, that, isn't it?
That's
quite old man. That's like Parkend Everton Derby.
You're moving over. You're moving over. I was just gonna say if Taylor Swift can wind up the Republicans, then it's all good. Crack on.
Foxy, you a fan of Gridiron? Going back to the 80s, calling it that.
I've tried watching it. I never really got it. Like I have tried to give it a go, and I suspect it's not that complicated, but I never really kind of got into it. I'm going to go back to my Everton 80s 90s kit thing. So I've googled it to see which one was. So the one I was referring to, I think of as like the Mick Madar shirt. So like the 1-to-1 across the top, with the white collar, and then Umbro's written in letters rather than. So that's what I think of when I think of like dodgy. Not that I have to defend myself, and this is a safe space.
Oh, it is.
And no one's judging anyone, but
no judgment here, man. You know,
that's what I was going for.
Yeah, I hated that kit at the time.
I loved it.
No. Did you love it?
I loved it at the time. I don't know what it was. Thinking in my head as well, 1-to-1 was like this because mobile phones were just coming out, weren't they? And to me, 1-to-1 was like this super brand that had sponsored us, and we must be amazing because 1-to-1 are sponsoring us. But I loved that kit, and the away kit at the time as well was the because I had the away kit as well. It wasn't the yellow and black, was it?
Yellow and black, yeah.
Yeah, that was the first season when it had Zanker on it, and we still had like Kanchelskis, Duncan, Graham Stewart. What a kit that was! But yeah, out of all, I will say this, Foxy, out of all our Umbro home kits, even though I like it, that one wasn't the best in the 90s.
I think I've got a scarring. So I've still got the kit next door, and I got it when I was 16, and I was pretty too old to have my name on the back, but I did. So I had like Fox on the back and 9 underneath it. And I remember walking down Goodison Road and someone shouted at me, "Oh, Roll Fox is signed for Everton," but in a Scouse accent and not a Southern one. And I think that's probably scarred me on that kit.
That is Parkend shout that.
Yeah. It's very nice.
It was also the kit for one of the worst Everton teams ever.
Yeah.
Last couple of seasons have run them close, but I still think that just edges it for me as the worst one ever. Strain to Southall played probably the best, well, definitely the best and possibly the worst Everton teams ever. Maggie, what is the correct way to eat a wagon wheel? Don't.
I don't like them. No, I'm not.
Sure. I mean, there aren't that many ways, are there? I mean, I guess you take it apart or you don't take it apart. You can't do it in a oneer.
No, you can't. I don't know.
A massive mouth for that. We'll ask Keith, but
and last one. Who can hold the breath the longest, please? Good one to finish on.
So I do this with the kids, like a cheap one. So I go like that, and if you're listening, you won't be able to see what I'm doing, but I go and do that stupid bad joke thing. So for those of you listening, I've breathed into my mouth and then I've clenched my fist as if I'm holding my breath. So I've done that trick before. So I can hold it as long as you need me to, Maggie.
You have come across as a natural dad in this.
Yeah,
honestly,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
I mean that's kind of up there with like the watching your elbows when you do a high five thing, which I hope everyone's done now. Just to,
if they haven't, I'll be disappointed. I have proven myself to be about 58 years old on this show, haven't I?
100%. I'm all here for it. Right, I'll tell you what then. Just to finish, I just want to say thanks to Warren, thanks to Foxy. Sorry, Dave and Keith couldn't make it. Thanks to everyone who sent questions in and everyone who gets involved with Mailbag. We'll just finish by holding our breath. If you want to switch off now, you can. If you want to see who can hold it the longest, 3, 2, go, Warren, right. 3, 2, 1.
I've started breathing now.
No, I'll do.
I might as well. That was 22 seconds there.
That's all enough.
There you go. Brilliant podcast.
Hey, no wonder we won awards. Eh?
You know what? This is the reason why. No, thanks again, Warren. Thanks again, Foxy. Thanks again to everyone who sends questions in. We will catch you next time on Mailbag Up the Toffees.